Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be a quick video on the More Flowers mod by Piercy that came out on the 9th? Yeah, on the 9th? Yeah, December 9th. Anyhow, a little late to the party in terms of that, but yeah, this is a really cool mod, and I wanted to talk about a few things with it. I want to talk about just kind of briefly how it works and why you should use it, and then also talk about some of the profitability aspects of it as well, which is pretty cool. So we'll talk about those. But yeah, this is not a comprehensive guide on how to use production chains. If you want to know how to use like production chains, like kind of a generic guide that covers modded production chains and all production chains, I'll put a card up on your screen right now so you guys can check that out. This is also not a guide to the grain mill. This is very similar to the grain mill and works in a lot of the same ways. I'm going to talk mostly about the new products that this produces. But if you wanted to check out my guide to the grain mill, I'll put a card up on your screen right now as well, so you guys can go check that out. But let's go ahead and dive into this. So there's three things that come in this pack. As long as I'm not missing anything. First thing is this little flower sell point right here, which basically just takes in your flower products that you're producing, your new ones that you're producing here. And then of course under productions, we go all the way down to the bottom. We have this guy right here, which is the grain mill that comes with it. You can place it down, do whatever you'd like to do. And we also have a modified kind of mini grain mill, which is over here. So yeah, that's kind of what comes in it. It's the grain mill itself works pretty much the same as the regular grain mill. So does the mini grain mill, works pretty much the same. There's just a couple of kind of minor differences. One of those is obviously we have some new products. So the benefit to this is now we can make maize flour or corn flour, peas flour, and soy flour. You can still make the same base game flour, so you can still make wheat, sorghum flour, or wheat, sorghum, oat, and barley can still be made into regular flour. And then rice flour can still be made from long grain rice and regular rice, so just be aware of that. But we add three new kind of fill types basically to the game, three new pallets of stuff that we can get. And then, yeah, it's kind of cool. I like it. Now, we'll talk about the profitability here at the very end as well, if these are actually kind of worth doing these new products. In terms of like the cycles and the production for the barley flour, oat flour, the rices, the sorghum, and the wheat, it's the same as the base game flour mill, so nothing has changed there. I will say, however, this mini grain mill, usually the grain mill, the base game grain mill compared to the mini grain mill is usually about 10% as effective, so it takes 10 mini grain mills to make one regular grain mill. However, the modder for this sped up the production for this quite a bit. So now 2 of these small grain mills would equal 1 big grain mill, which is really cool. So that alone, even if you're not planning to do any of the specialty flours, you could get this grain mill here because it has the same recipes for all of these, just the cycles are 5 times what the actual small grain mill is in base game. So you're going to end up producing a lot more. So if you wanted to be more productive, this would be a really good mod just to use the small grain mill in it. And then again, the main grain mill is the same in terms of the productivity. But yes, now we have maize flour, which is just made from corn. So 5 corn to 3 maize flour. Peas flour, 10 peas to 7 pea flour. Soy flour, 20 soy to 19 soy flour. And that's all the recipes and stuff like that. For this guy back here, you can see we have new pallets of stuff. So we have like the peas flour here. I'm using super strength to move this, so don't get too excited. We have soy flour here, and then finally we have the maize flour. So you get these 3 nice new pallets. They look great. I like how they look. I think they look actually quite nice. So you got these new pallets of stuff, which is great. Yeah, and then of course the sell point itself over here, the way that works is you can just put your stuff on there and sell it off. And you see we got $6,600 for that one pallet. The soy flour, we got $8,600 for it. Corn flour is the cheapest one, so throw that on there and get a couple thousand. But yeah, so that's pretty much what you're going to get out of this, why you should get this downloaded and everything like that. Now let's actually talk about, is this actually worth doing? Is this profitability, or is there profitability here? I don't even know what words I'm trying to say. Can you make a profit here is what I wanted to say. So we'll just go ahead and we're going to hop over to my little production sheet here. This is the same one I used for the base game stuff. I put a line here to now indicate we are working on modded production, so you have all the base game stuff up here. This, of course, will be linked down below in the description. You can download a copy if you want to make changes and adjustments to it. I'll be adding more and more stuff as we go. But you can say I put here same productions as the base game plus these 3 additional. So I didn't put the base game ones in here because we already have that. If you go up here towards the top, we have the grain mill right here. So these ones are all the same. That stuff across the board is the same as this this new grain mill out here that's modded. But now we have corn flour, pea flour, and soy flour. So corn flour, for example, the input is corn. That's how many cycles per month. And then that's how many liters of corn is the input per cycle. That's the profit per cycle if you sold corn instead of putting it in there. Or excuse me, that's the input cost instead of if you sold the corn instead of putting it in this production. Then we have the output value here. And then we have what that is here, the output amount and the output value. That's the profit per cycle. You can see that soy is ridiculous. The profit per cycle $142 because the soy flour sells for quite a bit. And here you can see, holy smokes, you can make a lot of money off the soy flour. And then here's the input total per month. So that's how much soy you'd have to put in per month to keep this up. And then that's how much you'd get out that you'd have to go sell off or do whatever you want to do with it. So you can see you can make some really good profit. All of these are profitable, and all of these are actually really profitable. Even the $12,000 one, it doesn't look that good compared to the pea and soy flour, especially the soy flour, but honestly, that is quite good as well. Now, this is the full-size one, so if you did the half one or the small one, you could just divide these numbers by 2, because that's how much you're going to make every month, because it's only going to be half as productive. Or you just put down 2 of the small ones, and you're good to go. Now, for used values, you can see I have the modded ones down here, so this is the price for soy, corn, and then peas are somewhere up higher. But that's the price I use. So if you normally get more money for your corn, you can use that. This is the best sell price for these guys on normal economy mode, which I believe I'm on normal economy. You're going to see a slightly zoomed in version of the game here real quick. Let me just make sure. Yeah, we're on normal economic difficulty. Okay, wanted to make sure I have my numbers correct there. And the last thing to note too is this is not a divided production. I've talked a lot about divided and undivided productions, but basically what this means is all the cycles can run at full speed at the same time. If you have a divided production and you're running more than one cycle, each cycle is going to be kind of halved in terms of its production, or it's going to slow down depending on how many different production lines you have going. These are not divided, but I believe the regular grain mill is... Oh no, regular grain mill is not divided either. Okay, never mind. I thought for some reason it was. But yeah, not divided. The small one and the big one not divided, so you're good to go there. So you can make a lot of money with this. It's a pretty good mod here, I think, actually. But yeah, this is going to make you a pretty penny if you really want it to. But there you guys go. That's what I got for you guys on the More Flours mod. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.